Back in 2021, car makers were investing billions of dollars in EVs and pledging that they would stop building gas-powered cars.
For decades now, China has startled the global automotive scene with a simple yet powerful tactic: introduce electric cars at jaw-dropping price points. Again and again, they've managed to combine low costs and decent performance in ways that make established automakers uneasy. Now, China has unveiled what might be its most alarming creation yet: a little electric car with a range many thought impossible at its price tag, inspiring both awe and fear in boardrooms worldwide. Meet the BYD Seagull. It's small, unassuming, and doesn't flaunt futuristic spaceship-like styling. No, it's quiet, almost too quiet. But that hush is precisely the point. In a world bursting with flashy EV prototypes and exorbitant sticker prices, the Seagull glides in gently with a price of around $11,000. And here's the kicker: it still manages a respectable 200-mile range. On paper, that combination sounds almost mythical, like a rumor you'd swap among car enthusiasts. Yet it's real, and it's already rolling off production lines onto bustling Chinese streets. If you're a major automaker, this is your worst nightmare. A product that undercuts your offerings so drastically that the only defense is to fight back or risk falling behind. But how do we get here? How did one of the world's biggest EV manufacturers manage to pull off something the rest of the industry has only fantasized about? Stick around, and by the end, you'll see why the BYD Seagull might just be the scariest low-priced EV to emerge from China yet, and what it might mean for the future of driving. The BYD Seagull is no large SUV or family minivan. It's a petite four-door hatchback, agile enough to weave through jam-packed city traffic and small enough to fit snugly in any cramped parking space. Its design isn't about eye-catching lines or show-off angles. Instead, it's refreshingly understated: smooth curves, wide windows for visibility, and a simple interior that forgoes flashy gadgets. But don't let that modest exterior fool you. BYD is targeting a massive global audience of buyers who want a practical commuter car that doesn't break the bank, especially in places where daily driving errands don't demand the range of a high-end luxury EV. And in that niche, the Seagull fits perfectly. No fancy autopilot, number 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. Just your everyday errands quietly zoomed through on an electric motor. The real bombshell, however, is that price tag of around $11,000. That's the part making automakers around the world double-check their spreadsheets. Because if a fully electric four-door hatchback can be sold for that little, who's going to spend $30,000, $40,000, or even $50,000 on a car when they could get something that simply works? Sure, the Seagull won't be everyone's dream car. It might feel tight on a long road trip, and you won't see TikTokers racing supercars in it. But for a massive chunk of the population that just needs a reliable daily driver, BYD has brought the mountain to Muhammad. So, how exactly do you build an electric car with a decent range and sell it for a sum that seems closer to a budget phone plan than a brand new automobile? BYD's answers can be found in a few key areas: the production line, the materials, the batteries, and the manufacturing techniques that slice costs to the bone without sacrificing reliability. When you step onto a typical car factory floor, you'll see hundreds of parts streaming in from dozens of suppliers, each one adding its markup. The final vehicle is a patchwork of different companies' components. However, BYD has long embraced a different philosophy: vertical integration. Rather than buying batteries from one giant, motors from another, and electronics from a third, BYD makes them in-house. That alone slashes costs and gives them control over every dimension: engineering, quality checks, and assembly speed. They've also optimized their factories to churn out vehicles faster, with fewer bottlenecks and seamless lines that minimize manual touches. In other words, they're not paying outside suppliers to handle these tasks. They handle them themselves. The Seagull is a masterclass in cost-saving without sacrificing practicality. Its lightweight body uses tried-and-tested affordable materials to keep production costs low, while its simple design avoids unnecessary frills. BYD's crown jewel, however, is its Blade battery, a breakthrough in EV battery technology. safer, more efficient, and cheaper to produce. It powers the Seagull with confidence and durability. Beyond affordability, BYD's approach to reliability is just as important. Drawing from years of expertise in electric vehicles, including buses and trucks, they've developed a vehicle that performs well in the day-to-day scenarios most drivers face. Early users of the Seagull report smooth handling and a comfortable experience, proving that this budget-friendly car delivers where it counts. With the Seagull already making waves in China, the question is no longer if it will succeed, but where it will go next. BYD has its sights set on international markets, from Europe to Latin America, where the demand for affordable electric vehicles is rising. If it gains traction, it could force a dramatic shift in how the world views electric cars, not as luxury items, but as everyday essentials for the masses. The implications are clear. The BYD Seagull isn't just an EV, it's a statement. By proving that clean energy can be affordable, practical, and accessible, it's lighting the path toward a future where electric cars dominate roads worldwide. The ripple effects of the BYD Seagull's success could be enormous. For decades, automakers have tied the narrative of electric vehicles to premium pricing, advanced features, and exclusivity. The Seagull flips that script. Its affordability challenges the notion that EVs must remain a luxury reserved for the wealthy or environmentally conscious elite. Instead, it positions itself as a vehicle for the masses, a practical, everyday solution to the transportation needs of millions. This shift in affordability has profound implications for global EV adoption rates. For many, the biggest barrier to purchasing an electric vehicle has always been cost. With the Seagull, BYD has not just lowered that barrier, they've practically removed it. In emerging markets, where disposable income is limited, a low-cost EV could be the tipping point that brings electric mobility into the mainstream. But the Seagull isn't just about cost. Its compact design and impressive range at this price point make it a particularly compelling choice for urban centers, where space is limited and driving distances are shorter. In bustling cities with congested traffic and minimal parking, the Seagull thrives. It's an agile, low-maintenance, and environmentally friendly option for navigating modern urban landscapes. For automakers in the West, the Seagull is more than just a new competitor. It's a wake-up call. Companies like Tesla, Ford, and Volkswagen have poured billions into developing electric vehicles that cater to the mid to high-end market. These vehicles often boast luxury features, high performance, and hefty price tags. The Seagull, by contrast, strips EV design down to its essentials and delivers a product that meets the needs of the average consumer at a fraction of the cost. This stark contrast could force legacy automakers to rethink their strategies. Instead of focusing exclusively on premium electric vehicles, they may need to accelerate the development of affordable options to compete. The race to produce low-cost EVs will likely intensify, and consumers could be the biggest winners as competition drives innovation and lowers prices across the board. BYD's bold approach also highlights the advantages of vertical integration and cost-efficient manufacturing. By controlling every step of the production process, from battery development to assembly, BYD has achieved levels of cost savings that traditional automakers struggle to match. This model could inspire others to adopt similar practices, further disrupting the industry. However, the Seagull's journey to global dominance is not without challenges. Entering Western markets like the United States will require navigating complex regulations, tariffs, and entrenched consumer preferences. Additionally, while the Seagull's affordability is a major selling point, Western buyers may expect more in terms of features, safety, and branding. BYD will need to carefully tailor its approach to different markets to ensure its success outside China. Regardless of these hurdles, the Seagull's arrival marks a pivotal moment in the EV revolution. It demonstrates that electric vehicles don't need to be unattainable or impractical for the average driver. Instead, they can be affordable, reliable, and accessible to everyone. In many ways, the Seagull embodies the future of transportation, a future where clean energy isn't a privilege but a standard. As it continues to make its way onto roads around the world, it could very well become the catalyst that accelerates the global transition to electric vehicles. One thing is certain, The BYD Seagull has changed the conversation, and the automotive industry will never be the same. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to our channel, Digital Discoveries, for more exciting content. Don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends and family to help us grow. Thank you so much for watching and supporting us. Your encouragement means the world to us. See you soon in our next video.